What's really important to become a good trader, in fact, really important in anything that you want to do well, is you need to practice. And on this video, I'm going to show you how to practice your trading so you can become a really good trader. In fact, you're going to need the 3 P's. The first P is process. For getting into your trade strategy, you're going to have a reason why you're going to get into the trade. And number 2 is the practice. You're going to need to practice, guys, and we're going to show you how to practice here in one moment. And the third thing is the performance. How well did you perform getting in at the right time for your trade strategy? How did the strategy perform that day? But more importantly, how well did you follow the trade strategy? Once you've got that data, then you can start improving. Then you can start to get better entries, trail the stops, manage trades better. But if you don't practice and go straight into a live trading account, you're going to fail. All right, so practice. And let's set up now some practice. Now, I've got the German DAX up here. We'll have a little look at some other markets in 1 second. We're going to dive into TradingView's replay feature in here. Now, once I click on this, it then sets up a line where I want to take the trade from, or to practice the session from. Because what's going to happen, it's going to get rid of everything that is on the right hand side, and I won't be able to see what's going to happen in the future. Now let's just come out of there a second. Now what I want to be doing, of course, is following my trade strategy. I've got these candlesticks on here. This isn't my trade strategy, guys. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the ProTrend system colors on here, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to, of course, find this replay. If I click this replay area here, it's going to give me we start trading at 7 a.m. Now I know what's going to happen because I traded this today in our trading room. Now at 7 a.m. I'm going to click it right here. Now there's a couple of other things that you can look at, and if you go down to this area at the bottom, it's called select bar. If I click on that select bar, it's going to give me where I can replay from a select date, a select bar, select the first available date, or a random bar, which is really good. So it just randomly picks the time and date in the past, and then you can't see the future, and then it starts to kick in. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start, as I said, from the 7 a.m. Session, which is around here. And let's just go back and set this up. Do I want to exit it? No. I want to start to play it, okay? And what I want to do, I want to get a green buy signal. I'm going to buy the market. When I get a green candlestick and I get green tracks, which are the dots underneath, I want to buy the market. I'm going to exit the trade when it turns a red candlestick, okay? And that's what I'm going to try and get good at following it today. Now, this is on a 5-minute chart, and it's obviously sped up at 1 times down below. So I'm getting a signal here, guys. Okay, so I'm going to buy the market, and I'm going to have a stop loss in place for this trade, of course, but I'm going to also manage the trade. So I'm going to get out when this candlestick turns red. Okay, so I'm going to get out when it turns red. I'm going to click this exit button here. Has it turned red yet? No. Now, look, let me just pause it for 1 second. I entered the trade here. Okay, and did I follow the trade color strategy with the color method? Yes, I did. I went long $20 here. Now, I'm up $3,384 on this trade. Now, in a normal trading, real life trade, you're going to have a stop loss in place, and you will trail your stop loss, okay? You can do that, and you should do that. Now, I didn't have a stop loss in place here just because of the way the replay is set up. But if it turned red, I would be out of that trade straight away. So my loss would be about this amount. All right, let's carry on and see what happens. Let's see if I can actually try and follow it to the best of my ability. Okay, I'm looking for a red here. And of course, I would be banking some profits possibly. Okay, we've got a red. All right, so I'm out the trade. Got a new green buy. I'm in the trade. I'm just waiting for that color change. There we go. Color change, out the trade. Looking for a new buy signal. So I'm practicing. Buy signal, out the trade straight away, okay? Got out on that red quickly. Could have got out quicker. In a normal trading environment, I probably would have had a tighter stop there. We've got a green buy signal. Okay. Some ProTrend system targets have been projected above. They've been hit. All right, nice move up. Just waiting for that red shooting star candlestick. ProTrend system doesn't care about that. We shoot through that shooting star. Waiting for red. Waiting for red. We're out. Okay, a little bit late on that. Took my eye. Look left. All right. Now here's the third P, the performance. The win rate was 75%. The profit was 4,744 euros. In fact, I don't know why it's in euros when I was trading dollars. Anyway, best trade was 3,000 euros in here. So what does this tell you? All right. Number one, I could have done a little bit better with the exits. Of course, I took my eye off the ball. I looked to the left. This is a 5-minute chart, so it would have been a lot slower than actually me doing it in the replay mode. I had 75% win rate, it says to me, which is the performance data here. So I don't need to be the Wolf of Wall Street and have 100% winning trades here to make any money. I've made 4,700 euros on that trade. Okay, and that's today's trading session from 7 a.m. all the way up to now. Now, that's great. Okay, that's fantastic. That's a good performance right there. Okay, so that was a nice profit. The next thing that you could do here is, of course, go and click into replay, select random bars or select a date in the past. Just select a date where it's a few years back, and you could do swing trades, you could do day trades. But what this is doing for you, it is getting you practice with your indicators and your systems and allowing you to make mistakes without real money being on the line. Process your trade strategy, practice the replay, and then performance afterwards, guys. All right. So every day we have the same process, whether we're trading US stocks on the open or whether we're trading the morning move in the European session. They're both morning moves. And this one, Akan today, it went absolutely parabolic, and it had a couple of halts here on the way up and then turned red. I didn't trade this today. We were trading other stocks today. But let's just take a little look. If I had traded it, how would I have traded it? Okay, it's never going to be perfect because it's not, it's not giving us, it virtually is giving us the future here before it's actually happened. But I'm just following the candlesticks, my ProTrend system process. So if we click on this, I would be buying it. I don't want to buy it. I'll buy it. Few thousand shares there. Okay, so I'm going to be buying a few thousand shares there, or 1,000 shares, because I couldn't put it up to 10,000. Anyway, up it goes. You get my gist here, guys. I'm practicing. It hasn't turned red, and it becomes like a game to me. It hasn't turned red. It hasn't turned red, and this is what you should do in your strategy. It hasn't turned red. It hasn't turned red. It's gone up. It's gone up. I'm getting ready to exit the trade. It's turned red. I'm out the trade. Did I exit? Did I exit the exit strategy process? Yes, I did. Okay, and that's what it should be like. You become an automated trading system yourself, and then once it goes live, you just try and do exactly the same, whatever your strategy is. As it progresses here, you get the performance at the end. All right, just one trade, of course, that was a winning trade. So that's what we're looking to do. Good practice. Even after these years of experience, I still love practicing going over the scenario of what could have happened. Because, we can't read the future. We can't read this side of the chart over here. Particularly, we're just trying to trade a system and a strategy. By practicing that system, you get good at it. This one is for you swing traders, and this is why staying with the process of your trade strategy is so important. You can see this is the daily chart of gold, and we had a false buy signal back in August. It went up, stopped out. Now the stop out was such a small stop out here that nobody likes getting stopped out of trades. Okay, nobody likes getting stopped out. I talk a lot about that on my channel. Okay, about dealing with the anxiety of getting stopped out and uncertainty. Small loss here. That is the secret of trading, guys. Small losses, big gains. All right. When you're new to trading, how many of you have had big losses, small gains? Well, you don't want that. That's not the real way of trading. That's not the secret of trading, guys. You want to have small losses, big gains, performance stats. And so we had a losing sort of sideways trade here. Then we get a new buy signal. So how would we have traded this? Well, we did trade this. Let's go back. Let's choose, select the bar. So let's go through this stop out trade first. Okay, that'll be good. All right, let's go through the stop out trade. Let's push it on. Let's get some more. Let's get a. Okay, so let's buy in here. It actually goes into profit for a bit and then turns red. Okay, so that was a $2,000 loss. Okay, process. No buy signal. Buy signal now. Okay, good. Still green. It's like a game, guys. I'm just waiting for it to turn red. We're up. It's a game. Of course, I'll be trailing my stop here, but I'm not doing it in replay mode. Still green. No reds. Little pullback here. That would fake most people out without the system. Little pullback here. Little pullback. There we go. Nice little. Okay, so we're out. So this first one here, what was it? 2.5. We had a 50% win rate. So we had one winner and one loser. We had one loser to start with, then a winning trade, and it still made 47,000. That is why process is so important for you and practicing. Because when you're new to trading and you get stopped out of this one, it's the end of the world for a lot of inexperienced traders. But if you've got a process here to follow, and I might well have gone short here if my other indicators were saying go short, and that would have been a small loss as well. So I may have taken 2 small losses here, and then straight away I'm into this big trade. And a lot of people will have 2 losses and go, oh, move on to another strategy, move on to another system. But then this then becomes the big move and makes 47 grand. Okay, so it's so process driven, this industry and trading. You're trying to follow the process. Us human beings really do struggle and get away from it by individual challenges like ADHD, get bored, and you move on to something else. Where if you just traded with your trade strategy and waited for the signals, and it had good expectancy and done really well and had more winning trades than losing trades, and the winning trades were much greater than the losing trades, you will make money if you follow the process. So guys, this is a video really about practicing and a bit of everything thrown in here. How you can use a replay mode here just to get you to practice and practice and practice and practice. I still do it after so many years as a trader. I still practice how well I would have done today if I just followed the system. You can't trade every single market, and so have a bit of fun with it and throw some pounds per point on it, or whatever you're doing. What position size? Put a 3 or 4 times your position size that you would normally do, and see and feel how much money you would have made in that trade with much bigger position size, and then get to a point where you drop the position size down to your actual real position size, just to get you practicing with some larger numbers and your actual amount as well. So I hope it helps. A lot of everything in there. If you want to dive into the color method, guys, and trade with us using our system, this is just one part of it with the ProTrend system and the tracks. We've got other indicators all based on the color method, using colors here to play that game, to keep you consistent. Make sure you click on the link down below, request a call back. I'll see you on the program, guys. Take care. Bye-bye now.